All right. Hello and welcome. It is Velfe Night, brought to you by Master NifesKnightZero. If you haven't, make sure to follow me on Velfe Night on Twitter, Facebook page at NifesKnightZero over there. If you're curious about the links, it will be in the description, like always. And if you like the video, please, support, subscribe and support, leave a comment, and I will look over the comment and improve them. So, clearly you can see what we have here today is a figure on Raphael Rimuru, or we could just say Raphael or Rimuru pretty much. But we all know that the red eyes is just the indication of the skill in control right now. So let's go over the unboxing, but before that, let me take it out of there. So as you guys can see, these are our Rimuru goods. So yeah, sorry, I'm kind of in the way blocking the other goods, but let me do this. There we go. So we have Rimuru goods to the opposite shelf, but we're focusing mainly on this side here. And yeah, you probably could see the electrical tape. You know, it was like the only best way in order to hang the keychains up perfectly. I tried many different things, but none of them come close. Plus, I sealed both ends of the electrical tape in order to get that. Plus, it's easy to get the new ones in and out. So, if you guys have a really good solution over them that would work, do share. But let me grab a pair of scissors. Oh, I almost tipped the whole stand over. To be honest, the stand's okay. It's just I have the webcam and also I got the phone on it, so the weight is a little bit more than normal. So let's go over this. So you pretty much can see that. So, see, Raphael Rimuru, see, that's pretty much how I've been addressing them. Because the skill at the end of the day is a part of Rimuru, and they're one and the same, pretty much. Gray Sage to Raphael, and then Raphael to Seal. So, if you don't know who Seal is, don't worry. That's the final evolution of Raphael. Once Raphael pretty much gains a name. By the way, that was a complete spoiler if you have not caught up, but if you have, then you're good. So, if you're curious and want to know more about the character and series, I'll go ahead over it while I'm opening this. So, and to be honest, a lot of people make a lot of mistakes in this, but before we get into that part, we have Rimuru. Rimuru is pretty much a newborn slime. Their body was created and made from Veldora's leaking energy within the cave when the system was using it to create a body, that won't bleed and stuff. During Satoru's death, pretty much when Satoru was dying, wished for a body that wouldn't bleed and everything, and it created that slime body. Also, it did help that Satoru and their co-worker made, he pretty much made a joke. So yeah, we're going to be referring to Satoru as with male pronouns, just so you guys know and not confused. So yeah, he wouldn't care if he was reborn back as a man or a woman or even a monster. And well, there you go. That's how the whole Rimuru thing pretty much started from that. Of course, if the other coworker had died, he probably would have ended up born as a woman for sure. Well, we will never know since Satoru was the one who was stabbed by the street demon. That's what we refer to the guy who stabbed them. Well, it was known as the street demon. And that allowed Satoru to gain a lot of unique skills before their soul was crossed over into the new world. So yes, kind of like Isekai, but their soul pretty much crossed over, and a lot of things did carry over perfectly fine and well, besides, you know, their lack of good memory and stuff, but that's probably a side effect just from, you know, crossing over. But then again, Sato does have a powerful soul, so, and that soul was placed inside the body of, you know, they wanted that wouldn't bleed and everything. Instead of getting what they wished for, they ended up with a slime body. Instead of, you know, all those remarks they made. And one thing about Sato makes a lot of jokes, and they're really bad. And some people take those jokes too seriously and too hard. I mean, especially when they become Rimuru, and through Rimuru's evolution throughout the story, from the beginning to the midpoint of the story to the end, Rimuru has changed. Sato has changed a lot. Sato gained the name Rimuru. That was their new name in this world as a monster slime. And they changed completely from what they used to be as a former human to more of a monster. But not a heartless monster that just, you know, hurts people. A kind-hearted monster with, you know, human compassion and stuff. And you probably heard this everywhere online, on Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, whatever social platform you're on. Souls, guys, souls don't have genders. Stop. Souls don't have genders. And if it was so, Sato's soul would still be human-like, even in, you know, as the new body, after Rimuru gains the human form from Seiju, which is pretty much not indicating that their soul is human. Their soul is now bound with their new body. So yes, souls have no gender. They're bound with whatever body they are akin to. So if you were born as a cat, your soul would take the form of a cat. If you're boom, whatever body you take, that's pretty much, I'm gonna go on that. A lot of people in the community, and especially not just the community, the translators who handles the localization for the character, and it's not just Rimuru, but there's a few other characters they have really badly screwed up regarding pronouns and what they identify as. I'm not gonna make a whole list and state each one, but it's very obvious if you've been paying attention to the series. You'll know how much they screwed up on a lot of characters. So let us continue on. So I'm gonna unbox this here. Oh wait, I skipped one side. I forgot one tape on one side. So this figure I got for $10. Yes, $10, guys, $10. It's pre-owned, but it was in the condition of like new from Ami. So someone over there, I guess, didn't want it, or they just had it already, or received one as a gift, and they just sold it like new for $10 versus the $30, because it was really meant to be $30. And there is different, you might see different forms of the box here. I don't know if those ones are official or if not bootleg, but yeah, this came directly from Ami, and Ami is a licensed seller for selling these. So be very careful ordering like from Amazon, eBay. Check if it's really authentic. There's really no other way to check if it's authentic. The only way is to follow the Twitter pages, in this where they post when they talk about figures, price figures and stuff. You gotta follow everything that's slime related to know this, because there's no other site. I would recommend another site, but I don't, because that community is really toxically biased, and even when you present evidence to any communities, they're just to the core won't accept it until, I guess, the creator says it themselves, even though the creator has. And it's, you know, it's been within the series itself in interviews, and most of the interviews have been altered around from the translators, just, you know, point of view. to change it to fit their needs for the other stuff we'll receive, which is like a no. You can't just sit there and alter stuff. Like, what the heck? So, I'm gonna put this back here. Slowly grab it out. All right, so we have it right here. So we're gonna go ahead and put that together, and then I'll put it on a display for you guys. So, with Rimuru and Raphael, they basically have the same problem. Everyone always refers to Raphael as she and her, and that is incorrect. The authors even mention it. And this happened with one of the other characters. I think the character. Oh man, I don't want to say the character's name wrong because, you know, sometimes it's in the back of my head, but I always forget. But we all know the one that Rimuru made during the labyrinth. For Rimurus. Wait, what was it, Rimurus? If I'm saying the name wrong, sorry guys. You know, pronunciations, back of my head. Yeah, it's kind of been bothering, so, and don't worry, it's not too serious. It's just how I always been when it comes to saying certain things and words. But we'll say the queen, the, you know, little demon lord, little fairy, remember, created that golem. The golem was misgendered. Why was in the women's bath? So yes, it is technically not a female, it's really a male, but everyone was female because it was in the ladies' bath. And you can use that same argument with Rimuru. Rimuru was in there. But the difference with Rimuru and that doll is they're basically genderless. Even if their former self was male as a demon, and technically probably is, their cases, they were, but now they're a genderless doll, so they can pretty much bathe on both sides. Plus, they don't make any advancement towards the women, so as you can see, they're not that kind of person. And that applies to Rimuru as well. Rimuru's not that kind of person either. And a lot of people forget Rimuru is asexual. Even in their last life, they were asexual as well. They never really went with anyone. Even in their new current life, they still aren't going with anyone. Even if all the women or guys try to hit on Rimuru, Rimuru won't go with them at the end of the day because Rimuru treats them like family. Why would you want to go with your own family, right? Even if it's not by blood, Rimuru feels, you know, like brothers and sisters for them. I'm trying to get this, and why is it so hard to get this out? Alright, there we go. This little, it's a little thing, I'm guessing it goes to connect with the stand or the foot or something. Okay, got it. Wow. Also, I'm trying to not tap on the wire here, and then kind of tilts. Move this a little bit. There we go. So yes, this is completely brand new. As you saw, it was completely sealed. $10, great deal. Looking at the figure here, and wow, massively great job with, you know, Raphael Rimuru, as you can see. Yes, it's your Lord and Savior, Raphael Rimuru. Probably do something like this to send. So yes, Raphael, like I was saying with Rimuru and that doll thing, they're genderless beings. They have no gender. Genderless just means they have no gender, guys, or sex. Pretty much, it's just clear. You see in the anime, you see in the manga and the light novel, they use sexless. That is the incorrect term. It's really genderless. It just means they have no sexual characteristics, no gender. They're completely devoid, portraying having characteristics of a sex and appealing that way. which makes them pretty much erogenous. So, though Rimuru does come off feminine at moments and times, because there are still some little traces of that, and that's where Rimuru, becomes stronger and absorbs and defeats certain opponents. Rimuru's growth in size and height grows as well through evolution. And we see Rimuru went from, being small to a really tall, handsome character. So, in regard, from a small cutie growing to be a more cuter and cuter every second of the way of the evolution, until Rimuru reaches their maximum growth in height, which is just adorable. So let me figure out how this goes in. Oh, okay. I think that's how it goes. Okay, this plugs into the base from the looks of it. That's it? Oh, okay. Well, that's a unique way how it plugs in. So, oh yeah, I'm also sorry how, because the camera and me being so close, it's tracking. To be honest, I probably need a second tripod or one that attaches, and I can use it that way for the camera and stuff. Oop. Try to look inside the hole and see if there's a certain direction, because I see this has like, you see it's round in one section and then it's like that in the other. I think it just goes this way, and hopefully. Actually, let me see with the stand first. I don't think it matters. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter from the looks of it. Oh, okay. We finish assembling it, and before we do show it off, so yes, Raphael has a feminine voice. Rimuru has more of a neutral tone voice than a male or a female's voice. More like kind of, yeah, neutral in that regards. While Raphael's is more feminine, and then because of that, that's how people, well, the character has a feminine voice, so we're going to refer to her as, she and her, so female pronouns. That's incorrect. Raphael's not a female. So those pronouns are also incorrect, because the author refers to Raphael as pretty much it. Same thing with Rimuru, or they pretty much go by their names, or like they/them and stuff, like non-gender pronouns, which is the best way to refer to both characters. So yeah, the translation team has been off and wrong in doing, referring to Raphael that way and Rimuru as he and him, which is incorrect and inconsistent throughout the whole series, which I know the publishers probably don't plan on changing it, because if it sells, they make money. That's all they care about at the end of the day. They don't really care if they misgender a character. And this has happened to many characters who have been misgendered throughout the years, like Lady Bat, for example, has been misgendered for so long as a male, and it was technically a female. It's because their voice changes. We can use that same, logic with Rimuru. So yes. Then we have Tanya from the pretty much evil Lolly. they were once male, but we refer to them as she and her because their body is female. Because Rimuru's body is not, genderless, we just don't automatically refer to those pronouns. We should refer to them as non-gender pronouns to respect them, unless they give their identity, in which they never once proclaimed. Rimuru does make jokes and stuff and remarks, so a lot of people would think, oh wait, isn't that technically confirming their identity? No. Rimuru always makes those type of remarks, and people are gullible idiots, so, which is, incorrect. So yes, hopefully they will fix it by the new season. If not, I will always refer to Rimuru as they/them or by name. Same with Raphael, because they're both the same, no gender, which is just, we translate that, or we'll convert that. It's just saying genderless, pretty much, not sexless. Yes. Sexless is, you don't have the feeling you want to do it. Rimuru is pretty much asexual, so yeah, they'll have moments like, oh, I like that person, that hottie over there with those big boobs and stuff, or this hot dude. Those are that's just how Rimuru is. That's how most asexuals are. They have those motions where they see something they like and they make those remarks. Of course, Raphael does make those kind of remarks. Well, if they did, it'd probably be sassy remarks. Because they're basically one of the same. Raphael and Rimuru are basically the same. Raphael knows everything about Rimuru. Rimuru pretty much knows everything about their skill and always relies on, Gray Stage to Raphael to do everything. Because they're one and inseparable. Pretty much the ideal partner Rimuru always wanted. Of course, how Rimuru treats Raphael like a wife or a husband, it depends. Knowing as Rimuru probably as, not those two terms, but as a partner, a lover, pretty much like that. So Rimuru would definitely never end up with anyone, so, besides their skill, It's kind of weird that Rimuru has not given the skill a clone body enhanced to place the skill in, and voila. It probably never crossed their mind, but it will cross our mind as Raphael extends for us. As you can see, there is the figure and how it's being held up. There, yeah. It goes into the back and then plugs right into the base of this, and then it just plugs right in, and the feet goes right in there. And voila, we have our Lord and Savior Raphael Rimuru. Or you guys can just say Jesus if you want. Because, the way how they come out, it kind of is like that. And I did make a meme about that. You might have seen a few of my memes I shared and posted online. So that one will be going pretty much there. And that's if I don't move it over to that section. But since I have the other two Raphael's Rimurus back this way, as you see, I might just leave it there. I'm probably going to rearrange the shelves later and probably show off everything I have. I want to make everything look neater, and also besides looking neater, clean it up a bit and make sure everything looks properly good and nice. So yes, and for those who don't know, Rimuru is my #1 slime waifu wife. They have always been since reading the one novel back in May 16 of 2013. Yeah, I was a little late coming in to read it, and most of it wasn't available in English, and I couldn't translate most of the stuff back then because it was hard. But over the years, I did pretty much read it as much as I could figure out on the translations, and luckily, a site did came and translated it, and they did a decent job, and it was a lot easier to read and figure out. So I have enjoyed the series for a very long time and really love the series. I love Rimuru very dearly, Raphael, Great Sage, Sincil, really very much, and the whole world I would not really share them with anyone, but they're a really amazing character. The personality, especially before the illustrations came from the not you know, like novel, and then the manga and the anime and the games, all the cool artwork came. And yeah, so if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, and everything, and we'll be back later on with more stuff, you know, to share the shelves and reorganize it around a bit. And until then, take good care of yourselves, and hope to see you guys again. Until then, bye everyone. Yeah.